Hello, 10 rounds of matches remain in this season's Premier League. The run-in starts here and we've got some big games at both ends of the table. 7 in all for Ian Wright and Danny Murphy to analyse and chastise. We begin with the leaders Liverpool against Bournemouth, who started the day in the bottom 3. Jurgen Klopp's team had lost 3 of their last 4 in all competitions, but it's all relative. Victory at Anfield would take them 25 points clear at the top.
The start of the game was really good. We were immediately there, and with the first ball they're playing behind, they scored a goal, which was, from my point of view, a clear foul. Don't know how that's possible with all 3 people at the end, 4 maybe, have a look at it, and still a goal. That's really, really strange, these kind of things. But we're going to fight back before the game, so after that we had to fight back even more.
We feel we're masters of our own destiny today. We've given the ball away in a really dangerous area for the first one and then done it again for the second one, and they've got such quality in those areas and those positions that they punished us, and with the ruthless efficiency that they have. But we had chances all through the game. We still felt we were in it right to the end, and that's where I have to compliment our guys for never stopping that belief.
First of all, James, I've got to ask you about that goal-saving clearance.
It was one of those where it's whether you hold the line or go with him, and he's timed it well. Just managed to get there, really, but we know we can improve. But I think the boys showed great attitude again today, and character's come back, especially after a couple of iffy results, and going 1 down, it was important.
Yes, brilliant clearance, and another win for Liverpool, back on track. Well, you can see it there, longest winning home runs, right at the top there, 22. Some good company as well, including Preston North End in 1892. I remember that. We did the show that week, right, didn't we? It's been an edgy couple of weeks, Danny, for Liverpool, hasn't it? But that's going to happen at some point. So even today was a little bit edgy as well at times, but they came through it. And the important thing, of course, is the 3 points.
Great resilience. I'm going to be a little bit pedantic with my analysis, I think, because they've set themselves such amazing standards. I think if they want to break the record with the points tally and get through in the Champions League, they need to be a little bit more concentrated, a little bit sharper. I think Bournemouth caused them problems and did tremendously well, fighting for their life, but there was some sloppiness from Liverpool today. And since the break, we've seen that. But this opening goal, I have to say, I agree with Jurgen Klopp wholeheartedly. It's a free kick. Yeah, but even after the push, they could have defended it better. James Milner was filling in at left-back today, and although he did some tremendous things, I think they get caught out here. Fabinho wants him to go with the runner and let Billing come on to him. He doesn't. He overcovers, and they go 1 up. And it was just a sloppy start, really. Here's the free kick. I don't know why VAR didn't see that as a push. I mean, what's he got to do? Dive, go over? I don't know. A few minutes later, very unlike Liverpool, defensively on set plays, could have been 2 down. Gomez switching off. He's too high. He's in the attacking half, of course. You can't be offside. So when Wilson runs in behind, he's got a problem. And watching the top of your screen, Billing runs off Wijnaldum. Now, Liverpool midfield is known for its tenacity, its work ethic, tracking runners. These little problems have arisen in the last few weeks that are causing them to be more open. Alexander-Arnold's always attacking high up the pitch. That's not a problem. Henderson normally has been covering for him a little bit. Fabinho, for me, is not quite back to his full fitness. Stanislau skips by him too easily there. And these are the small differences in games, I think, where you're just seeing Liverpool maybe fall into the comfort zone a little bit because there's nobody near them. Giving the ball away there, reaction wasn't good, bad tackle. Milner doesn't go with the runner, too late, but then he makes an unbelievable recovery. But the resilience they keep showing week in, week out is tremendous, and they thoroughly deserve all the plaudits we've been giving them as well.
Yeah. And not for the first time, Salah Mane came to the rescue. Ian, look at those records there, 70 goals in 100 games for Salah, and Mane's is not bad either.
Well, you know, like Bournemouth did play their part, but like Liverpool haven't been magnificent all season. But Liverpool, what I've been pleased to see is that they get it done, and you're going to get it done when you've got these 2 on the pitch because of the quality that they have. And if you do make mistakes, unfortunately, Jack Simpson's been up for 5 minutes, only made 4 appearances this season. Look how quickly Mane recognises that his touch is poor, nicks the ball off of him. And once he gets the ball here, you think, oh no, he's passed it behind him. But this looks like an easy finish. But like when you see him from here, the goalie has to go and set himself in the middle. He's just off and he just clips it back in there. See the goalkeeper's body weight's just on the other side, and it seemed like an easy goal, but it was a very good finish. Near Lewis Cook there, just a little flick, great pass. 1, 2, and then 3. Once you get into that situation, like Eddie Howe said, you're going to be punished. They made the mistakes, and they got rightly punished. But that's what these guys do, whether it's going well or not, whether they You know, people are tight on them. They get half a yard. Great ball there from Salah to Milner there. And then this was magnificent from Mane. You know, just the opening. And this is what they can do. Even though it might not be going well, they can just maybe do something like that and get it going. This is a big surprise to me because you heard the commentator mention it there that Firmino hasn't scored a goal at Anfield. Just leaning back here, you're thinking he's just going to slot that in. But, you know, Liverpool for me still, you know, yeah, they might not be playing great, but they're still getting it done, and that's the main thing at this stage. Yeah,
I mean, a couple of mistakes there. Simpson's defence. He doesn't normally play away from home.
Why not?
He's a homer. Sorry, that was terrible.
No, you got me.
You think they'll do it now, won't they?
I think there's a good chance, and guess what? I don't have to wear any Liverpool underpants on the opening day of next season.
Why not?
What are you talking about?
Because everyone expects them to win, don't they? No.
I think, yeah, but they wouldn't want that. None of us would want that. Right, we'll move on. Next to the London
champions, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, all registered 1-0 wins, kept those important clean sheets as well. Newcastle, a clean sheet and a 1-0 win for them on the road at St Mary's. It was goalless between Wolves and Brighton, and it was a goal apiece and points shared in the end at Turf Moor. Of course, Sunday sees some fantastic games. It starts with Chelsea against Everton. Ancelotti returning to his old stomping ground. We'll be talking about those games later. And of course, the big one, it's the Manchester derby. Monday night sees Leicester against Aston Villa as well. Well, we begin as match week 29 did at the home of the league leaders as Liverpool hosted Bournemouth. And following last weekend's humbling at Watford, James Milner came into the starting lineup as captain while Jordan Henderson recovers from injury, while Joe Gomez and Adrian also started for the home side. Bournemouth made just one change from their last league match, with Junior Stanislas replacing Josh King. Let's head to Anfield.
Credit to Bournemouth, they had a go, still carried a threat right to the death. Architects of their own downfalls, but they're so clinical. That man Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, you give them chances, they will score.
It was a bit nervy, though, as you alluded to at the start, because Bournemouth did go ahead, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think the Anfield crowd were quiet today, you know, expecting Liverpool to go out and be easy winners, and it's not always like that. We know the strength of the Premier League. So it was a bit subdued, and then when Bournemouth took the lead, they must have thought, oh, here we go. We struggled against West Ham. Struggled in the cup at Chelsea, and Watford obviously beat them last week. So, as Tim said, a little bit of a mini run of bad results, and here we go again. So it took them a long while to get going, Liverpool, today.
Were Bournemouth, though, were they lucky to go ahead, Tim?
I think so. I think this is a push. And Gomez, I mean, chases it down. Callum Wilson pushes him clearly there, one arm inch, elbowed him into the back, pushed him forward. So for me, the game should have been stopped there. Good play, good build-up after that overlapping run, but that there is a clear push.
What do you think?
Well, we've heard Dermot talking about this phase and that phase and second phase. You know, and this is carried on, and I suppose that's what they're thinking, that it's not a foul, and they're going for the next phase and the pass and then the ball cut back. But everyone in the crowd, I think, except if you're a Bournemouth fan, thinks that that's a push. The way Gomez has been pushed and he keeps going, and as Sean Dyche said, if he'd have fell over, perhaps he might have got the foul.
Joe's got to learn from that. Sometimes if you stay on your feet, it doesn't pay. Go down, exaggerate it. And I think he'll learn from that. He needs to do that. Unfortunately, that's where we are.
Well, then Salah struck, didn't he? And, I mean, he's just been in great form, and he scored on his 100th appearance.
Yeah, and as Eddie Howe said, I think that, you know, they caused their own downfall, Bournemouth, for the 2 goals. But, you know, when you take shots quickly like this and it goes through a defender's legs, gives the goalkeeper very little chance. It's in the bottom corner. And you thought the chance had gone, actually.
Yeah. And you can't give these players of Mo Salah's calibre, any chance like that, can you?
Not at all. I mean, I don't know what... He come on, Cook's gone off injured, so Simpson's come on, he makes a poor error of judgment. You know, he needs to learn from that. But they're running out of time. They're in the bottom 3, Bournemouth. So they cannot continually make these mistakes, because if they do, they're going to end up in a championship. And that is the ultimate price. But when you give these guys the quality of Mane and Salah chances, they are so clinical. Alan's right. I thought a chance went. He didn't lose his head, kept his cool, and he knew exactly what he was going to do, and he just turned it into the opposite corner through the legs of Lerma, and Ramsdale has no chance.
Well, let's take a moment to appreciate Mo Salah, because he's the first player since Michael Owen to score 20-plus goals in 3 consecutive seasons. I mean, that's an incredible feat.
It is, and when you think about it, and you look at most, you think, oh, he's not been playing that well, and he gives the ball away.
I feel like people are saying that quite a bit.
And he tries difficult things, but then he scores all these goals. And I think that, you know, when you've got a player like him, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. And if he tries things and gives the ball away in dangerous areas and perhaps doesn't see the easy pass or play one of his teammates in, because he's done that a couple of times. But if he gets you 20-odd goals a season, then he's got to be in the team.
You can get very frustrated with him if you were playing with him. I think he's a very selfish player. But when he's selfish and he's scoring them goals and you're winning the games, you don't mind. I've played with many of them before. They've got a lovely blend up there. They've got Firmino, who's just all about the brain, about appreciation of others, moves for his teammates. You've got Sadio Mane, who picks the ball out, works industriously going back the way, picks it up, drives forward, pace and power. And you've got this boy who just in front of goal will shoot on sight. And his second option is, if I can't score, he waits till he's finished with it before he gives it to anyone else.
But I guess as a manager, you'd have that sort of problem, I think you can say, of trying to manage a player like Mo Salah. It's a great problem, isn't it? Because you want that selfishness as well, don't you, in your strikers?
I think Tim's like the mix.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic mix. The three of them all give you something different.
They do. Well, looking ahead, as we've said, 3 more wins and they will be Premier League champions. Come on, let's get the crystal ball out. Where are they going to do it? Everton, Palace, Man City, Aston Villa, Brighton, Burnley.
Do you know where I think they lift it?
Where?
Aston Villa, at home. They want it at Anfield. I think the fans would want it at Anfield. They go to Man City. I think Man City beat them.
So where do they drop points, though? There's 9 points, 9 points.
Man City. Man City beat them away. And I think they go back home to Anfield and they beat Aston Villa.
What do you think?
Well, I think that the Champions League plays a little bit of a part in it because, you know, they're hoping they're going to get players back. I'm not too sure where they're going to win it, but they're going to win it. You know, they're going to win it.
OK, well, let's take a moment to talk about Bournemouth. What do we think? Do they have enough to survive?
I believe they do. I think the firepower they have, Wilson, I think he scores goals. Stanislaus is back fit now. Josh King seems he's missing today, but he played last week, so they need to get him back to fitness. I think they have the players with the guile. I think they play on the front foot to win enough football matches. I don't think they can play a defensive way and just sit there and try and nick a draw. They don't see it like that. I think they will get enough wins. Listen, they're going to go right to the wire. Only 27 points. They need a lot more than that. And the teams in and around them are all fighting as well. I just think Eddie's got the experience and I think they've got the firepower to be able to get enough points to stay in the division.
As a manager, do you need to have that experience in battling relegation and in that relegation fight?
Well, it does help, I think, because, you know, you understand the pressures a bit more. And it's the first time, there's 2 managers at the moment who I look at sometimes, Dean Smith and Eddie Howe, who are entering a phase of their career they've not entered before. They've not been asked the awkward questions. They've not had to suffer defeat after defeat and try and turn a losing run into, you know, stop it and try and win some points. So, you know, I think he's learning a lot. I think he's been handicapped, Eddie Howe, by a lot of injuries. Yeah. He's not been able to play his first 11. And I think if he ends up staying up this year, he'll be a better manager because of it.
Okay.